Hey, this is Ron Pippin, and today I want to talk to you about what I call the waiting myth and how it can cost you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. So, what is the waiting myth? The waiting myth is simply the thought that you have to wait to buy a home for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, for any various number of reasons. Now, I've just got off the phone with a person who we just had the same conversation, and they were talking about several reasons. But I'm not going to go over all those reasons with you today because it would be a really long video. But I'm going to talk to you about the top 3 reasons why people seem to think that they need to wait to buy a home. So myth number 1 is thinking that you need to save for a down payment to buy a home. Now, buying a home with a down payment is really a good thing because you're financing less. You may have a little bit better interest rate. And so that means that you're going to pay it off a little bit quicker, and your payment's going to be a little bit lower. But the reality is that most people can't save for a down payment, or they get frustrated with saving for a down payment. As I've kept in touch with people over the years, oftentimes after they've been saving for a year or two, the saving just evaporates, or the thought of saving evaporates simply because life happens. You have a child is born, a child gets married, a car breaks down. There's a whole bunch of things that life gets in the way, and the savings just, there's a wrench thrown in your savings plan. So just know that there are ways, there are grants, there are no down payment programs that's available for just about anybody to buy a home with no down payment. So myth number 2 is waiting for home prices to fall. Now, will home prices fall? Maybe. But if you look over the history over the last 100 years, there's only been a handful of times when house prices actually fall. Back in 2007, we had a housing crash and they fell, but it only took about 2 or 3 years before home prices were back to where they were, and they have since gone up. So what does it cost if you wait to buy a home? Well, I'm gonna give you some numbers here. The average home can vary by city, from city to city. But I'm going to choose Salt Lake City. I don't know where you live, but I'm going to choose Salt Lake City as and give you some numbers on the average cost of homes over the last 4 years. So the average cost of a home in Salt Lake City in December of 2014 was $252,000. In December of 2015, it was $275,000. That's up 9%. In December of 2016, it was actually $300,000, which is up another 9%. And then December of 2017, it's $330,000, which is up another 10%, which means in just 3 years, home prices are up 28%. So what this means is that if you started looking for a home at the beginning of 2015, and then you bought a home at the end of 2017, you are going to pay about $78,000 more for the same home that you looked at just 2 years ago, just 3 years ago. So it's not financially sound to try to save 5 to 10% at the cost of $78,000. Okay, so myth number 3 is waiting for waiting for mortgage rates to go down. Right now, we are just coming out of 6 years of historically low interest rates. Most of us in the mortgage industry have been thinking they were going to go up a long time ago. So we're really surprised that they've stayed as low as they are. And they're currently on the rise, and with all projections that they will continue to rise. According to Freddie Mac, the average interest rate in the past 7 years have been below 4%. There was 1 year that was 4.01, but all the rest of them have been below 4%. But this year, we're already above 4%. And again, the projections are that they're going to continue to rise. So what does it cost you when rates rise? Well, let's look at the difference on a house payment on a $250,000 loan over a couple of different interest rates. So at a 3.75% interest rate, your payment's $1,158. Now keep in mind, this is only principal and interest. We're not considering taxes and insurance and all that kind of stuff. So just on principal and interest, $1,158. At 4%, it's going to be $1,194. 4.25, $1,230. 4.5, $267. Sorry, $1,267. So at each quarter percent, your payment is going up about $36 to $37 a month. And so as rates rise, another thing to think of is not only is your payment going up, but you're going to qualify for less too. For every $50 to $60 a month that your payment goes up, you're actually going to qualify for about $10,000 less. So wrapping this all together on the rising interest rates and the rising home prices, the house that was costing you $250,000 just last year is going to cost you $275,000 this year. And additionally, the payment for that home last year would have been about $1,160 a month. But with the increased house prices and the increased rate, it's now going to cost you $1,350 a month. So when you factor everything in, you're at $190 more each and every month for that same home. So in the long run, house prices continue to rise. History just shows that. History also shows that interest rates are on the rise, have been on the rise, and they still are. So right now is the time to buy. Waiting is a losing game. You just can't save your way out of rising interest rates and rising house prices.